Protect yourself from emotional blackmail. Student, what's emotional blackmail? Emotional blackmail is when someone else makes you responsible for their feelings. And if you don't do what they want, they use obligation, guilt, and fear to pressure you into doing it. I think I know what you're talking about, but can you give me an example? If you don't do what someone wants, they may threaten you. Do what I say or else. That's regular blackmail. But emotional blackmail is closer to someone saying, make me feel good, or else I'll make you feel bad. For example, if you don't do what a parent or a friend or a partner says, they may refuse to talk to you until you do what they want. They're letting you know, if you don't take responsibilities for my feelings and make me feel good, I'm going to make you feel bad about it. Or they may threaten to harm themselves, or stop eating, or stop working, or quote, get sick, or quote, be depressed. And they'll make you feel at fault for all of it. They make themselves feel bad and claim you're the reason why. They hold your feelings hostage, and they use your empathy and compassion against you. You always tell me that if I want to understand an action, I need to understand the belief behind it. Well, what are the beliefs behind all of this? Why would someone choose to blackmail someone else? And why would someone allow themselves to be blackmailed in this way? I don't understand. Those are good questions. Let's start by looking at the blackmailer. Fundamentally, the blackmailer is entitled. They believe that others are responsible for their feelings. They believe others must act in a way that makes them feel good, rather than taking responsibility for their own feelings. Oh, that actually makes a lot of sense. What about the person who lets themselves be blackmailed? Why do they allow that? The blackmailer refuses to take responsibility for their own feelings. But the blackmailee is the exact opposite. They take responsibility for feelings that aren't their own. While the blackmailer wants everyone around them to act a certain way, the blackmailee wants everyone to feel a certain way. While the blackmailer feels entitled, the blackmailee feels like they owe a debt. While the blackmailer passes judgments, the blackmailee is always looking to be positively judged. They take the judgments of other people very seriously. If someone says to them, "You're a very selfish person," they believe it immediately. They think, "Am I selfish? I must be selfish. Why would someone say that if I wasn't? Oh God, I'm such a bad person. I need to fix this right now." While the blackmailer wants everyone to serve them, the blackmailee wants to serve everyone. They want to be liked and approved by everyone, and they'll do just about anything to get it. While the blackmailer believes what they say is the truth, the blackmailee believes that what others say about them is the truth. And while the blackmailer's mind is dominated by taking, the blackmailee's mind is dominated by giving. I'm starting to understand how these relationships come about. But it sounds like the blackmailer needs the blackmailee, and the blackmailee needs the blackmailer, right? So what's wrong with that? I'm not going to say there's anything right or wrong with it, but let's take a look at where it leads. A relationship like that is based purely on power, not love. It's mutual slavery, governed by domination and submission. And when a relationship is based on power, there's no intimacy. Intimacy arises when two people understand each other, are free to express their desires, and mutually satisfy one another. But a relationship dominated by emotional blackmail is always one-sided. One person's desires are always subordinated to the others, and there are other effects on each party too. The blackmailer becomes more and more delusional about their own entitlement, and they pin their entire happiness on the actions of someone else. Because they consider others to be responsible for their feelings, they are never in control of their own feelings. Meanwhile, the blackmailee becomes more and more hollow as a person. As they sacrifice their own desires for someone else, they start to lose themselves. They don't even know who they are anymore apart from the person they serve. Ultimately, the blackmailer is a slave to the actions of others, and the blackmailee is a slave to the feelings of others. Both parties aren't free. I see. But it sounds like you said there's another type of relationship, one based on love, not power. Why do some people not succumb to emotional blackmail? Because they're sovereign. What does that mean? A sovereign person realizes that they're responsible for their own feelings and desires. No one else can have ownership over their feelings, their desires, their thoughts, their speech, or their actions. They are the sole proprietors, the only owners of their own bodies. It's their natural birthright. They recognize that their body is a kingdom, that entire lineages and futures are contained within it, that it holds undiscovered works of art, theories, and inventions that are waiting to be shared with the rest of the world, that it has been entrusted with great resources that can benefit all of mankind, and they alone are the rulers